Hare Krishna. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am pulling the curtains to take you behind the stage of our recent Europe preaching expedition that happened in November 2018 to give you an idea of the challenges we face when we go into new frontiers of preaching in areas where we do not have an established temple yet, and we're just exploring the possibility of opening one. You must have seen Nimai Nitai Prabhu's vlogs about our Europe trip in London and Hungary and Germany. If you have not done so, I will link a playlist here, so you can watch there, and also I will leave a link in the description box below. You must have seen the recent wild successes of Sundar Gopal Prabhu's Philippines tour in July and India tour in September 2018. But this trip, to be very honest, is not such a wild success. We had lessons to learn, we had many challenges to face, so there was a lot of uncertainty and there were many moving parts in this trip that we had to manage. So this is how it all began. It started off with Sri Krishna Prabhu and Malini Mataji from Hungary inviting us. They had a chat with Sundar Gopal Prabhu over Skype and invited him to come and help them out in setting up a preaching center and how to move things forward there. Then we thought, why just go to one country and come back, and maybe a few months later go to another country and come back? So that would be very expensive. So we thought, why not cover a few countries in one go? It will be very economical, time-wise and money-wise. So that was the mindset. We told them that we're going to Hungary anyway, so is it okay if we can have some association in Russia and Germany? And likewise we asked in London as well. We were actually thrilled to receive positive responses from all these countries, and that's how we started off. So Sundar Gopal Prabhu in the beginning wanted to go with just one more person, probably our humble self. But then I suggested why not take Nimai Nitai Prabhu as well, and then he suggested why not take Vrajagishore and his wife as well. So then they worked out their schedules, and see, Nimai Nitai Prabhu just had a 3-month baby at that time. Not only to just leave the wife and son there, but also his preaching in Henan province in China. In Philippines, Vrajagishore Prabhu, who is my brother, he's the temple president there, so he has his services going on, and his wife is a doctor. She needed to get the leave approved for about 1 month, so it was 5 of us. So visas. The visas was the next issue. I hold an Indian passport, my brother holds an Indian passport, and his wife holds a Filipino passport. So these 3 passports, they're not welcome everywhere without a visa. So Singapore and Canadian passports, which Sundar Gopal Prabhu and Nimai Nitai Prabhu had respectively, so they had no problems in going to Europe or London. I think only Russia needs a visa for them. The process of visa application is very long. The forms are very long, and it would take very long, 2 to 3 weeks, and once that is done, then another visa application, another visa, because we had to apply visas for UK and Schengen, the Europe visa, and Russian visa, 3 visas. And also cost. We spent at least $2,000 maybe on visas alone, and the visas took us so long that we were very close to our trip when the visas got approved. Just days, not even a week from the trip, and then we got our visas approved. And then we had to quickly book our flights and book our accommodations. Altogether cost us almost $10,000. The plan was that we fly from Singapore to London, UK, and from London to Budapest, Hungary, and Budapest to Frankfurt, Germany, and from Frankfurt to Moscow and other towns in Russia. So that was the original plan. So once that's done, Vrajagishore and his wife arrived first, then Nimai Nitai Prabhu came, and on November 15th we had to go to London. So our European adventure begins. That's our team, off to London. And the challenges add up now. So the devotee who invited us to London, he was not contactable for 2 days straight, and we don't know what was happening. And nevertheless, we still went there. Once we landed, there was still no contact. We had to just take the taxi.
This is your van, guys.
In the taxi, Prabhu was preaching to the taxi driver. So that's devotees. The devotees, wherever they go, whether they have anything set or not, they just preach. It's already started right when we landed. Then we arrived at our accommodation. Then, as we came in, we noticed another challenge. Sundar Gopal Prabhu received a message on his phone from Russia.
Need to call Russian.
What?
Tell me something urgent.
What happened?
I know I have to call now.
And then he had a call with Russian, the devotee there, and it was not very pleasant. They wanted to pull out. So we had already applied our visas, and we already booked our flights. And after all this commitment, it was a little disheartening, certainly. We requested them if they can, do something about it, because they had some issues among themselves which they could not resolve. We requested them try if a plan B can be worked out. So they said they will look into that. On the other hand, we had a message from Tanil Prabhu, the devotee who had invited us to London. One of his family members, who was going through a rough time, had to be admitted in a hospital. I would not divulge much of their details because I want to respect their privacy. So we were just with ourselves, and we did our programs in the London hotel. We cooked ourselves, we purchased the groceries, and we were just there. So then we thought, why not make a visit to the ISKCON Soho and ISKCON Bhaktivedanta Manor. Prabhupada established those deities and temples, so we just took a trip down there. In ISKCON Soho we had a darshan of the deities, Radha Landanishvara. They were the first marble deities installed by Srila Prabhupada. And we had some prasadam at the Govinda's restaurant there. We had some discussions with devotees there about the Ritvik system of initiations that Srila Prabhupada set up. We took some copies of this IS-77 book. If you do not know what this is, link in the description below. It's the most important issue that needs to be understood, especially in the Hare Krishna movement. The next day we went to Bhaktivedanta Manor, and boy, was that a very successful trip. So you must have seen Nimanitai Prabhu's vlog about this taxi driver who drove us there, and how he was introduced to Krishna consciousness.
In Bhagavad Gita it is said that we actually never die. The soul never dies.
It would never die.
Yeah, Bhaktivedanta Manor.
Oh, great.
Okay, here we are.
Yeah, this is the temple.
Yes.
Wow.
That was George Harrison's house.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, right. That is beautiful.
Yeah, you can actually come and you can park and see,
I will come next time. My sweet Lord.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hello.
Hare Krishna. Alright, that's the building in its full glory. Mataji, you have the sign yourself.
Hello. I will read it. We were
Exactly.
talking about this in the car.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Right from here, I picked you up.
Yes.
And I brought you back, and I am so full with energy and the knowledge and everything.
Yes, so that is very
I
nice.
don't know what to say.
Make your life successful.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
This cab driver, he actually drove us back for free. So that was a really good story there. Still no contact from the devotee who invited us to London, Tanil Prabhu. Then we invited one Jignesh Prabhu, who was actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, Nimanitai Prabhu's channel as well as mine. We got in touch with him and saw him live, and he had a long chat with Sundar Gopal Prabhu, and it was very enlightening. He's a very nice person.
In the Bhagavatam it is explained in this way.
Leaders who have fallen into ignorance and who mislead people by directing them to the path of destruction, as described in the previous verse, are in effect building a stone boat, and so too are those who blindly follow them. A stone boat would be unable to float and would sink in the water with its passengers. Similarly, those who mislead people go to hell and their followings go with them. Wow. Oh, wow.
So you see, you cannot play the line that you are naive and you want to be neutral and you don't want to, you understand?
Yeah, I don't want to go to hell.
Yeah.
And then the next day he brought his another friend, Sushin Prabhu. Nice bhaktas. They were very interested, very serious, and they were also showing a great interest in following Srila Prabhupada as it is, without the deviations that are going on in ISKCON. So just the day before we left to Budapest, we received some communication from Tanil Prabhu's family. We found out that one of his family members had to be admitted in a hospital. There was a lot going on in his family there. So we actually visited the hospital and we helped out as much as we could with our suggestions, our advice. So Sundagopal Prabhu was talking to their family members, and it was a tough moment for them, definitely. So which was why he could not help us. He had some plans for us, some programs was laid out, but it did not happen that way. But it's okay, it's okay. London was not cheap at all. But that's the price we have to pay for preaching, you know. To spread Sanatan Dharma in this Kali Yuga in its purest form, it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge. So then we moved to Budapest, and there Ishvara Kṛṣṇa Prabhu and Malini Mataji, they were so nice. They welcomed us with garland, literally, and they took us to their house. They want to use that as a preaching center, so they made arrangements for us for 1 week, and we had nice programs together, Mangalarati, Tulsi Puja, and the class. We cooked the feast and offered it to the Lord and had prasadam together. They had invited some friends over, and we had programs with them. Kirtans. We also had a very nice Nagar Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan on the streets of Budapest. So there was a special video made by Nimanithai Prabhu just on that one. So I will link that video here and also in the description box below. So you can go and check that out later. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So as we were having our programs, we got a call from Russia. They said they were all on board. Okay, come, we have all set. So we were enthused. What? That's good. Later on you will find out we had to cancel it. So then we had this nice house program in one of the Bhakta's house near Budapest. But I cannot show anything from there because the devotee wanted us not to showcase him in any of our videos because of the tyranny of ISKCON. So he was afraid that ISKCON management would get on his case or, you know, do something unpleasant to him. But it was a very nice program. They're a very nice family. So that's another challenge, you know. When we go to these places, and sometimes the devotees are just somehow or other attached to ISKCON just because of some services or something like that, and then they cannot make the commitment to join. So for such devotees, I would like to advise that, you know, that's the test. So we have to make the move for Srila Prabhupada. We have to stand up. That's part of surrender. You know, just like Arjuna, he did not want to fight and, you know, he did not want to stand up for the cause of religion. Krishna wanted him to stand up and fight. That's part of surrender. And then we also had a nice visit to Ishvara Kṛṣṇa Prabhu's holiday home, which is like in the countryside. We did a kirtan there on that land. And as we were coming, we wanted to take some flowers that were on the roadside.
So we're going to pick this up and offer them to Krishna.
But actually we found out that they were belonging to some house.
Yeah, so Mataji is communicating with that gardener. Apparently we are not supposed to take them.
And then as we were plucking, and this lady called us, and we were thinking like, oh no, this was a bummer. But she was so nice.
Hello. She's a nice friendly lady here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna, yes?
Krishna.
Yes. You know Krishna?
Várjál, hozom a kulcsomat.
Okay, yes.
She happened to be a gem. So we had a nice conversation with her. She gave us more and more flowers. We said we wanted to offer them to Krishna. Oh, she's actually voluntarily giving some flowers. Let's see that.
So nice of her.
For the bonita.
Együtt, jó, szomszédasszony.
Yeah.
Jó van.
Yes, we remember. Tell her that.
Köszönjük szépen!
Many side that devotee.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. She chanted Hare Krishna many times. I mean, it was an interesting event there. Pretty much that wrapped up our trip in Hungary. It was very frustrating. We had to pay an extra of 300 over Singapore dollars because of some stupid mistake that we did. We did not check in online, and there was no reminder email as well. So that's kind of frustrating. So anyway, boarding now. Then we went to Germany on the 26th of November. Hari Bol, welcome to Frankfurt, Germany. Madhurapati Prabhu just came back from India about 2-3 days prior to our arrival. We were just waiting there for some time. He was driving to the airport, so we had our meals, our prasadam there that we packed from Hungary temple. When he came with crutches, and he said his leg was broken and near his ankle, multiple fractures on the leg. We were like, what? Nice to see him, but not nice in this way. But he was still walking. How did he even drive? He's a strong man, you know. He's a very strong man. He drove us back all the way to the temple, and he also cooked there for us. And we spent about 3 days with him.
Persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees. After receiving the spiritual master mercy, one must repeat his instruction, and this is called Shravana Kirtan, hearing and chanting. One who is not properly heard from the spiritual master, or who does not follow the regulated principle, is not fit for chanting. Kirtan.
Because of his broken leg, he had an appointment with the doctor, and the doctor advised him, don't move anymore. He said it was too dangerous for him to move. Madhurapati Prabhu went to the hospital today. The news is not good because he has to completely stop driving and doing anything. So Vaiṣṇavas has taken over the wheel in Frankfurt. So we went to this place which was like a little India, where you can find Indian shop, Indian bank and all that. So we went there to buy some things for the initiation ceremony the next day.
He's such a perfect Muslim, you cannot believe, even vegetarian. But always he said to his wife, because I'm vegetarian, because some problems. So in this way he convinced her to cook only vegetarian stuff, and then they offer it to Allah. So like that he now is in this position. And no smoking, no drugs, no nothing. He was eating meat, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol and taking cocaine. Everything now, nothing, only everyday prayer. He say, please wait, I must finish my prayer now. So he's such a heavy, perfect Muslim. He liked very much the Hare Krishnas. Sometimes he come to the temple, I give big donation even. He liked it very much. He say, come on man.
Take some of that wood.
No, this may be for the fire, yes.
This
Krishna. Finished.
Ah, yes.
Finished. Only searching for crack stones on the. It's Christian? Yeah. All junkies. Crack.
All drugs.
Crack and heroin.
It's not illegal? Yes, it is. But
it is, but they can do it because.
That was terrible.
So we're trying to get some items for the yajna tomorrow. As we returned to the temple, Sundar Prabhu informed us that Russia had finally backed out. That would mean that we had to cancel our tickets. So anyway, the next day the initiation ceremony happened, and it was very successful. Madhurapati Prabhu's father got initiated, and one of Bhakta, he got initiated. He became Dina Gauranga Das, and the devotees who came to attend, there was just a handful of them, and Nimanita Prabhu cooked up a nice feast. The next day, we cancelled our tickets to Russia, and we got our refunds about 2-3 weeks later, half of it only. So our trip was going to be cut short by at least a week. So we quickly bought our tickets from Frankfurt to Berlin and Berlin to Singapore. The day before we left to Berlin, we had actually contacted one devotee. He's a German, 24 years old. He even came to Singapore and even was in our temple. He was admitted in a mental hospital. We actually visited him and gave him some prasadam, gave him some encouragement, gave him some books of Srila Prabhupada. It was very sad to see him there, but hopefully by Krishna's mercy, and I would request all the devotees who are watching this, please pray for his recovery soon, and hopefully he will be back in Krishna consciousness. In summary, this is what I have to say. When we had to go for frontier preaching, that means I just came up with this word, frontier preaching. That means exploring areas which we have not yet explored physically. Yeah, over Skype, over the internet, it's one thing, but actually to go and set up everything there physically, that's another thing altogether. When we explore these new countries, it's always very uncertain. There are many moving parts and many things can go wrong. Even in 5-6 years back, when we entered China and when we entered Philippines, when we entered New Zealand, it was all like that. Absolutely did not know what to expect. But by Krishna's mercy, things worked out and we have established temples. 2 temples in China now and also in Philippines. India has come up so nice. Now we have few temples to our name, ISKM. But this was our first move into Europe. If you just objectively look at this particular trip, I would say it was a moderate success. But then, the honest endeavor to just spread this movement of Krishna consciousness in itself is a success. The preliminary instruction of Bhagavad Gita is that karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have your right to do your duty, but you're not entitled to the fruits of action. That depends on Krishna. So we make the endeavor, but what Krishna wants to make out of it, that's up to him. So we did not go to these countries to have a nice time, sightseeing and all that fun. No, ours is a very important missionary work, the most important missionary work in the world, to spread Krishna consciousness, which is the answer for all of the world's problems. Imagine what Srila Prabhupada went through when he first went to America. Nothing was concrete. He did not have absolutely no idea of what he was going to expect. And look at what Krishna has done. It's amazing what he has done in the next 12 years after that. So we never know what Krishna has in store for us. We have to just serve him with sincerity of purpose and following all the rules and regulations. Basically, purity is the force. So we have to be pure in our conduct and our thinking, our consciousness. And definitely, Srila Prabhupada and Krishna will bless us with all success. So if you want to support our preaching endeavors, you may want to contribute. The links to the donation portals are in the description box below as well. And also, do me a favor, if you like this video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, leave a comment, tell me what you think. The more you engage with these videos by liking, sharing, commenting, the more the YouTube algorithm will push this video to others. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in the next one. Next one will be a fun reel from our Europe trip. There were a lot of funny moments that were caught on camera, so a teaser. Alright, I will leave you there. We'll see you next time. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.